Oh, jeez.
Oh, you okay?
59.
I know, he turned it down to 52.
Bringing the dog out, man.
What do you call these?
Frankie's.
Frankies. Frankies.
Well, you ever seen a big Franklin bladder?
Oh, yeah.
These are little ones, we call Frankies.
Okay, okay.
I tried to figure out what you called them things. Frankies. I was like, oh, that's it. Kind of stingy.
You want to sit over here?
It wasn't in the budget.
Not saying a word about the money.
So I have 2 agendas in my packet.
Your board package?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Dropbox. Which one is the one modified 9 hours ago?
Yes.
Is that this one?
The second one. I'll delete the first. The second one would be the newer one.
Shorter, Mark?
You can add anything.
Earlier today, 8 hours, no,
I haven't got that email.
Okay.
well, it's not going to it's in Dropbox.
Trying to open it.
Right, yeah, it's not open.
Okay, so that's gone.
Right.
So there should only be one.
This is one.
Is this one everybody gets to do everything? It's not opening at it. Back to the wall, right? Sit down. But same as mine updated.
Oh, you did. I saw it. I haven't. Yep.
Okay, look at the second page.
You don't make me nervous.
Like I put some notes.
Oh, okay.
But that's,
Now you do my name.
yeah, there's 3 sub-bullets. So it, no, it should be, because the other stuff was just attachments I had in the box. Did you get into Dropbox?
She is with her.
Yeah, the new, the updated file is not loading.
No.
You get even the character.
Or can you get the attachments?
Oh, did you add attachments there?
I added like one of the permits for the
Oh,
fire.
yeah, but yep, I got that.
Celebration.
So that was probably the last thing I put in there.
Oh.
Because we're into this Dropbox. The good thing is I can renumber it, renumber the files.
Right.
That helps.
Kind of jealous that he's like 4 years younger.
5 minutes for the meeting with some software.
This many items on this, we had a meeting 2 weeks ago. Last week.
Say I look at my mom.
Wouldn't that be something?
Would be so nice.
Consent agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
Or December, maybe. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Anybody get a cheese with their dinner?
Yeah. Actually, got one back and then one back.
I was.
We're still very safe.
Because I tried the Sanders today for the first time ever. Have you been there?
I haven't, no.
Call meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
Ben Summer? Here. Ben Dale?
Here.
Newton? Here. Forbes?
Here.
Negadorf? Here. Warnland? Here. Jurgens?
Here.
All present?
Consent agenda 4 through 12. Anybody want anything pulled?
You have her pulling the bills because we can't find the breakdown of what they paid for.
We have to see the check registry, where's the
The detail's not on here.
Okay, then we'll pull 4.
Okay, we're gonna pull 4.
So,
Hold on.
Okay.
5 through 12, anything else being pulled?
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to approve consent agenda 5 through 12. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 4, Douglas.
Well, we don't know what we're paying for. Can't vote for anything we don't know what we're paying for.
We have the check registry, but we don't have the breakdown, like.
You know, you got 10 washers and 20 nuts or what?
Somebody forgot to put the details on it. Steve sent that to you or no?
yeah, I thought he did. Check register.
Because usually right underneath check or the street would be detailed.
Let me double check. So would it be the payment approval report?
Correct.
Okay, so can I go print that out? Or how do you wanna?
Yep.
Yeah, I can put it up here, I can put it in, try to put it in the Dropbox. Just so everything's- You just wanna know what you need.
I was playing it.
You just wanna move forward to the end?
Yeah, look forward to the end of the agenda.
Yeah, we can do that.
After public comments.
Okay.
Good idea.
Keep going. All right, 13, public comments. Public comments are limited to 2 minutes per person. Please take turns coming to the podium and standing and stating your name and address for the public record. Any public comments? Okay. 14, introduction of new library director, Elizabeth Sipple.
Coming up, Beth. Coming up. The library board interviewed 3 candidates and have chosen to hire Elizabeth Sipple, Beth, and she's going to introduce herself to all of you.
So, I've lived in Hammond for the last 18 years. I have 2 children. One is 21, goes to UW-Madison. The other one is 18 and goes to private charter school over by Fall Creek, Wisconsin. I look forward to being the library director. I think the library here has lots of potential, and I see lots of things that we can do as a community to help that grow. So I look forward to working with all of you to help make that library and keep it strong and make it even stronger for the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The
Hold on, you gotta stand back up. You gotta get a picture taken so we can put you in the paper.
You know,
Sworn in, all right.
Yep, we gotta swear in, we gotta do all kinds of stuff. Swear in, Miranda rights.
There is a library board meeting on Monday where we will celebrate Rita a bit, but we also wanted to publicly, in front of the board, thank Rita for her years of service here with Baldwin. Fantastic.
15, Historic Preservation Commission update. Layla. It works. It works.
So I think all of you received a document, so I won't bother to read it through, but basically I just wanted to give you all an update of, what the committee's been doing, trying to go through, clean out the history room. Not that long ago, we did a complete inventory of everything in the history room. It was 45 pages long. It is not that long now. We need to redo that inventory, so that will be a coming project that I'll get started on here pretty quick. But also we have been trying to come up with new programming to highlight the village history, and that's mostly what you see here. And also try to promote different history feature services that are available in the village through the history room. The history display out in the lobby here, that gets updated about quarterly. We do that, and some Facebook postings. Those kind of fell quiet for a while, but I've since taken that over and will try to keep those active as much as I love spending time on Facebook. But I'll do my best. I think the plan is that we'll just kind of coincide with what's happening in the municipal display and what's happening around the community, so that there's just, it's a kind of a systematic approach, makes it easy on my brain. So if there's any questions or suggestions about how to highlight history or what we do over in the history room, you know, I'm here to answer questions. Otherwise, if you want a lesson on something or a lecture, I could stand up here for all night, but I don't think anybody wants that.
I don't. Doing a fine job.
All right. Okay, good enough. Thanks.
All right, awesome. Here we go. 16, discuss and possible action again on proposed 2025 general fund and ambulance budget and your resolutions. I think we got, everybody get their new reports from Mark and Steve. I sat down with them for an hour, went through everything. I think the email you guys got had them little red tabs that you could click on and see. Did that help? Yep. Steve was kind of hoping that was kind of a, he said it didn't work through Dropbox. It had to go through your regular emails. Yep. But he was hoping that that would suffice right now, and then if we need to try to make it a little more standardized for next time, or next year, we can, Mark and the new treasurer can work on that. So I don't know, is there any questions on it?
Made it much easier to see when you.
It did, it helped a lot.
So much better. You can definitely see where we stand. It's much clearer. We're really good about that.
So I must have been the only one that did not get that.
The email.
You didn't get the email part of it?
Yesterday.
It came out yesterday.
It was yesterday, yeah.
Not from Mark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was from Mark.
Thank you.
They sent it the email because those little tabs on there, you could
I don't think you're on the list, man. You didn't make the cut.
I didn't make the cut. That's why.
I'll forward it.
Well, I trust the rest of you. Send it to me and I'll look at it on my.
I forgot.
I did.
You forgot. You forgot.
You did.
I'll have to look and see.
Okay.
Mark, you forgot Dan on the budget.
I trust you, okay. Awesome.
Oh, you what?
Just have to look at my emails.
Sorry about
Well, that happens. Okay. You gonna go through that?
Not now, during the meeting.
Okay. We just want to approve checks for this night.
that. We can just give it 5 minutes at the end of the evening.
Right. Well,
Well,
do we have a motion?
Mike, or is this a resolution?
It is a resolution.
Yeah.
We still need to make a motion for it.
Do we do all the budgets in one? Ambulance separate?
Paul, what, do ambulance budget separate from ours, or,
I would do it separate.
okay, let's do the ambulance one first.
I'll make a motion to approve 2025 ambulance budget.
Second.
Motion second. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Yes.
Lance,
Yes.
Doug,
Yep.
Christine. Yes. Matt,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
Amy. Yes.
Do we have a motion on 2025 general fund budget?
Make a motion to approve 2025 general fund budget.
I'll second.
Motion second to approve the 2025 general fund budget. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Austin,
Yes.
Lance,
Yes.
Doug,
No.
Matt,
Yes.
Chad,
Yes.
Amy. Yes. You missed Christine. Sorry.
Yes.
So a lot of stuff tonight. All right, well, we can get that off to the county tomorrow.
Yes.
Do we have to approve the resolution yet? Is it separate for the levy?
Well, we'll just,
Budget and tax levy.
It's the
they're
same thing.
Yeah.
Yep, because you can't get your levy until you have your budget,
Right.
so it's all one. Yep.
You're right.
Okay, 17, discuss some possible action on lease between the village and food pantry for the old Quick Trip building. Mark, Willie? Willie? Got any monthly bills yet?
We've gotten 2 small ones, but no full month.
You haven't got a whole,
You haven't even got an Excel
full
bill?
month bill from electric or gas?
There is no gas.
There's no gas there?
Nope.
Really? Didn't know that. Interesting. So, all right.
And actually, 1 month, a warm month, isn't gonna tell us a lot.
No.
I mean, it's,
Okay, so we're gonna be doing this for every month. Are we just gonna go through, I'm assuming the winter is gonna be the most costly. Correct?
can we come up with something for a year and review after 1 year?
Yeah.
But then we'll have history of how we are doing, what the cost of the building.
I thought the summer was the most expensive because of the air conditioning.
It probably, I don't think there's gonna be much difference. Everything's electric. The furnace and air conditioning are all done by computer, it just keeps it at 70 degrees.
I have old notes that we were paying, what, 600?
We were,
And that included the Gethsemane payment too?
That was what they were paying Gethsemane, right? 600, 500? 500.
And then
we were paying the village 100.
Oh, that's right, yeah,
for the other.
yeah. Yep, you're right, you're correct.
And that was a month, right?
So I see Mr. Claire Steen's not here. I had a little coffee at the Circle of Knowledge the other day with him.
Fit right in.
Yeah, that's what they tell me, I guess. He says that's not sustainable.
Sorry?
600?
What is?
That's why I'm just asking Willie, because I don't know,
What's not sustainable?
the $600 a year. Claire is
Oh,
absolutely
a
just,
month.
or I mean a month, 600 a month. I think you're telling me otherwise, because you've been at Gethsemane for how long?
Pandemic. But
So,
we didn't start.
4 years ago?
We didn't start paying that right away either.
Right.
ARPA dollars paid that.
ARPA dollar, that's where some of the ARPA dollars went?
Some of, yes.
Well, board, where do you wanna do it? Should we come, I mean, what,
So there's no
you're willing to do.
gas, so there's no gas,
There's no gas,
it's only electric,
it's only electric.
we pay for water and sewer, right?
Well, I mean,
It's village building, right?
they can't go through much water and sewer, I'm assuming there.
Internet's donated.
And you're okay with 600, that, you guys are good with that? You guys look at your,
Claire says no.
What else maintenance? So was it only electric?
Yeah.
I think it's only electric,
It's
obviously.
an electric furnace.
Brad won't have to deal with this, but that'll be something that Graham will have to figure out is probably fixing the parking lot.
$600 electrical bill a month.
I'm assuming that we can do, or we can figure out the concrete.
Everything a lot more than that. Quick rip.
I mean, it doesn't have to be done immediately, I don't think, but,
Coolers and stuff on anymore.
I think they got them all.
you know,
too.
maybe that's not a bad thing to tie those slabs in there with the parking lot. Can we make it 2 years, or? Something to think about. Unless you guys are willing to do it. That's a lot of there was a lot of concrete to pour there though.
Yeah.
Maybe too much for you guys.
Man, I'd like to see the electrical bill.
So we gotta push this off another month then?
I think we have to.
Willie? Bring us the full bill.
We'll try.
They just, you're not getting billed, or what's,
It's been confusing.
is Quick Trip still getting the bill?
We don't think so.
Hope so.
That came from my house too.
That'd be great if Quick Trip is still getting that bill.
There was it's just been confusing.
So we don't have to pay for it. Not saying
Yeah.
Well, they still keep paying their own.
Right, there's an Excel guy here. Get your computer.
Division.
A little different division on it. All right, yeah.
But
As long as you don't kick us out, we're happy.
Should they bring back a proposed budget number that they?
We've been paying the bills as we get them.
What they can afford?
Right,
That kind of plays into it too, because then we get a differential what we have to fund.
right.
Because if it's not 600, what's the number they're comfortable with paying?
Right.
That's what that is.
So have you guys kind of worked a budget, like Chad was saying, like, is there something that you guys can all agree upon, like what you can afford? Like, I know that your Doug Newton over there is Claire. I don't think we have a committee with,
Well, I sort of have been involved with the committee. You know, there's a food pantry we call the steering committee. It's been working through this facility, it's been working through trying to form a 501c3, the lease, the budget,
You can get that to us.
yes. I mean, I have to work with them, obviously, but, yeah.
And like I said before, we run only on donations. So the budget, you can make a budget, but we can only do what we can afford based on what we get.
So
Some months
So
our
do we
food
start
bill
off
is
with what we
4,000.
paid them before? Not 100, but 600?
they pay us.
And then we review it in a quarter? So, well, they, Gethsemane, or they paid Gethsemane 5, right? We paid them 100. Now, they're all in one place,
They
right?
paid us 100 for that.
Oh, they paid us 100.
Yeah, so it's 600 total. 500 to Gethsemane, 100 for us for the old building.
Up by the ambulance shelter, old ambulance shelter.
But now they're looking for the village to assist.
No. They're trying to figure out how much that electric bill is gonna be, and obviously there's some shortfall there, they can't figure out, they haven't got a full bill yet. You've been in there since when? When did we acquired on our books? September 1?
September.
On our books.
Well, I mean, it had been September 1.
Yeah, it's either August
Yeah,
or
we took-
September.
Okay. And we haven't seen an electric bill, not a,
We've gotten two, but both were for under $500, and they do like 2 weeks apart. We haven't seen anything in a month.
Also, they're trying to set a number.
am I confused on that? It was, you've gotten 2
We're
bills?
confused.
This come from Excel?
Yeah. It should be in their name. Should have been switched over.
It is. I switched it over the day after closing.
Yeah.
You've only gotten 2 bills.
And then they,
Also, they,
well, we got one in the beginning, but then there was a credit for Quick Trip and all that. We had a small bill and then 2 other smaller bills, small bills.
this on the agenda? What are we solving for here?
The lease.
So
It goes back to the
agreement.
lease.
We have no lease.
We don't have a
Goes back
lease
to the
agreement
lease.
with the food pantry for our, using our building.
Yeah, Paul and I talked about that we need a lease, you know,
We want
yeah,
these.
how much they should pay per month, is part of that lease.
Yeah.
We're just, when the lease is drafted, we need to know how long to put in the blank, if there's gonna be any rent to put in the blank. And I got the name of their new corporation, so I can fill in that blank, but
So like, do we,
Well, the facility was donated, right?
facility was donated. Now, is it, do we lease it to them for $1, $500, $600? And then we pay the utilities, or do we make them pay the utilities, or?
I think we should pay the utilities.
It's gonna be more than 500 utilities.
Yeah,
The original lease was for $1.
that's exactly what it was $1 a year. So do we do $1 a year, and they're only, obviously I figured out, or we figured it out, that they haven't even got a full bill yet. I mean, you get 2 bills for, I mean, you've had it since September, and here we are in the middle of December, and
At least Rita never said anything about getting another bill in the last meeting we had.
What about Martha's for garbage pickup? I'm assuming that would be included in it too.
that's part of the contract, that any village building gets a free dumpster.
so right now it reads it's $1 a year and the village pays all the utilities except for the phone and the internet. That was the first draft.
This is our building. Because it was donated to the village of Baldwin.
Yeah,
So then we have to
they,
lease.
yeah, they would just pay us for the amount of utilities.
Well, yeah, that's
Or then you
Like
just,
a $500
you rent the building for $1 a year, and let them pay us for utilities.
Sure.
And obviously the water sewer, we don't, what are they gonna use for water and sewer there?
Right, we don't know. That's probably a commercial meter yet in there?
Probably.
I think it's just the one,
It can't be that much.
just by the
though.
size of it.
No, the base
It's the
fees.
base fees.
I think the concern was that they didn't think they could afford to pay for all the utilities.
They would need to get private funding then to get it. Make it happen.
Well, I think that's what they were, you know,
Sorry,
did they have,
taxpayers.
did Quick Trip have a $5,000 bill because all the coolers? I mean, it sounds like all the coolers and freezers are kinda shut down. Right, Willie?
Pardon?
Freezers and coolers are basically shut down, or only a
Everything
couple are
shut
being
down-
used?
Everything that shut down that we are not gonna use, yes.
And all the utilities that have come in, which is just 2 bills, the food pantry's already paid.
So technically, we're talking about what, garbage, electricity,
Garbage is free.
okay, garbage is free, so we're not talking about water, sewer, and electricity, 2 bills.
Yeah.
What was the water and sewer last month, quarter?
I can look if you want me to.
Do we pay for that end?
So do we say it's $1 lease plus power, that's it? We pay everything else?
I'd be fine with the water and sewer, we covered that. It's,
Without any usage, you're gonna be at least $150 for just base fees,
It's our bill, we're just gonna pay ourselves.
just like you do with the bathrooms at parks.
So really, we're only stuck on a power bill,
yeah.
and we don't have any idea what a power bill is.
I can do some research on that.
Let's just do $1 a year.
So let's do $1 a year,
Call the bill list.
plus all utilities, exception of power.
Just have them pay the electric.
Yeah, they don't like-
If something comes,
And then,
if it comes back and you got a $2,000 bill, then we'll have to relook, I think we should relook at this and say, okay, there's something, you know,
so how do we work that in the term?
Well, that's
Do review?
a couple easy changes.
Then they could come back and ask us for a revision.
Well, I was just gonna put it in for 1 year, and we'll look at it in a year and see if it works. And if they wanna come back at any time and ask for an amendment, they can.
Okay, all right.
so $1 a year, they pay the electric.
Because the water and sewer bill's not probably gonna be more than that. All them old forts being all the time.
One or two.
Why is Douglas parked at the food pantry? He's not getting food. He says, well. Well, that'll be easy enough. We can get through this then. And you want to make a motion for that, or
So moved. Second.
$1 a year lease? And they pay the electric, and we take care of everything else. And
No,
yours
hang
don't?
on now, we don't take care of everything else. The dumpster is covered under our current contract, it's already covered under our current contract.
Exactly.
And then the internet is being donated,
Yep.
and the village will cover the water sewer.
That's what I meant. I mean, it's part of the contract for having garbage here that any village building gets free garbage service.
And we plow it,
Yep.
Plow it, you
Because
mow
it's a
lawn
village.
and whatever.
Yep.
so has there been an official motion made yet? So I make,
Okay.
okay, just making sure. Second that.
Is it a motion second? Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
There's a,
Okay, Willie. $1 a year, you pay the electric bill. And if something goes haywire,
Yeah.
just come back for the minute, just to keep clear, okay, because you're gonna have a coronary. Or you can mess with them and say, oh my God, Claire, the bill is $3,000 for electric. Just, I mean, you could mess with them. I mean, it'd be kind of funny, but. I know, not nice. So hopefully we can keep that bill right around $400 to $500 of what you've seen so far. You're probably doing a little bit better than you were before, so.
Yeah, why it has been bad getting it?
So far it's been working good though? The new place?
Yeah, we had one little bitch, but, one of the coolers went out, we had to have that repaired.
And we'll figure out the parking lot in the spring. Graham will, we'll just figure out how we're gonna take care of that. We didn't have that sale of that other property, so we'll figure out something, but we're just gonna wait till spring now. It's obviously too late, so.
Well, did anybody watch them repack? That was a big tank they broke out.
Well, that's probably good to wait because it'll settle a little bit too, so.
All right.
Okay,
Good speed bump.
I'm moving. Okay, 18, discuss the possible action on Xcel Energy request for easement, 980 Spruce Street, Police Department Building. We got this one.
So this request is part of the Highway 63 bridge replacement, Brad. Maybe you know that, a better description than that.
yeah, that Dollar General bridge replacement money next year.
Summer.
2025.
Yeah,
Okay, and Xcel needs to upgrade the buried electric utility that serves basically this building at 795 Spruce Street, which is right behind the new police building. So they have asked the village for an easement. They are offering $4,029.48 to pay for the easement as compensation. Now, I talked to Barrett, the assessor, and he took a square footage of what he thought the value of that property was and the specific value of that easement area, and said if it was for sale, it would be $13,500 approximately. But this is an easement, which means the village still owns the property. So it's not the same as a sale, and he really was not, and he looked for a couple weeks, got back to me and said he didn't, really have a good number.
We just got paid for a year. Yeah, okay. That's why we're laughing. Sorry, we're not laughing at you.
Kind of just dropped it.
Lease is covered. Can't believe he didn't give you a $2 bill and pay for 2 years.
So anyway, he doesn't think that the $4,029.48 is unreasonable, but he said there just isn't a good comparative basis from a land sale or land value standpoint to say, okay, we think it should be $6,000 or $5,000. And Xcel, is there the rep from Xcel?
Right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
anyway, so I don't know if you have anything to add on the value. part of
Yeah,
it.
so the offer amount that I came up there was for surrounding sales that have been done, comparative sales for commercial properties. That's how I came up with the per acre amount. And of course, the acreage is the 10-foot wide easement for the underground facility. And we're not, so we have to move around some facilities for that Rush River Bridge, that project for the DOT. So we're moving some stuff around, and at the same time, that's overhead and some transformers and stuff like that. So at the same time, we're not doing anything to this underground line. There's not an easement in place for the current
Okay.
line that's there, that serves it's the police department, is that right? That building?
Yeah.
And then the adjacent landowner is owned by His Will LLC, the building to the east. So we're just giving easements to cover that existing facility that's there while we're in this area, moving stuff, grabbing easements for some overhead moving some transformers, for some other underground services, so. There's nothing's really gonna happen at that location, other than other stuff that's moving in conjunction with the DOT project.
Are you taking that line down that three-phase on Spruce Street? Because is that how the DNR building is fed now, is off of Spruce?
Well, I don't think we take it down, it may have to move if needed. Yeah, we don't put,
Because isn't the three-phase going back to the transformer for the DNR building to come off of Spruce now, and not 10?
can you give me a direction to the building that's,
So
63 runs north?
So the big transformers for the DNR building sits in the back right now, right?
Is the DNR?
Sits on the north property line, right?
Yes, yep.
But that service or that three-phase feeds off of the pole line on Spruce, correct?
I'm not familiar with the three, if the underground I don't think that's three-phase. So if it's coming off three-phase to underground, that'd be three-phase to single-phase to feed these buildings, unless one of these buildings has three-phase needed.
Because that was a pretty big transformer in the back.
Yeah, so the town gets fed on a three-phase feeder, and then steps down to a single-phase unless you need a three-phase.
But how does it feed, how is the service, does it go through the parking lot, off of Spruce?
No, it's in the back there, in the north.
It's on the north side of the building.
Back side of the building, north side.
It's already there underground.
No, I know, but when we were moving our facilities,
Yeah, no, thank you.
does it go across 10th Avenue then, to that pole line?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the pole line that's there, so. Sorry, I don't,
Where's the transformer, or where's the?
Because
where's it connect out on the highway?
When Baldwin Lightstream was moving our facilities out in that, I did not see any power locates. So I'm just trying to get a better idea why you need that 10-foot easement in the back of the building. Or on the north side.
That's service the property, so that's what's servicing the property.
But I guess what I'm asking is, what's the current route?
Right there.
Right where it's at.
There is no current easement.
Do I know, but I guess I don't see it going.
It's underground, so
No, I
it's
know, I know that.
Yep, so that's where it's at right now, and this easement covers where it's at right now. And this little box here to the building to the east here, that's the transformer box.
Yeah.
I think Matt's, are
But
you
there's
looking
no
at a,
poles out there.
I think that was for the old creamery map. That I think, on the south side of Spruce. Mid-Am used to be there.
No, he's wondering where this line connects out on the highway.
Oh,
Because we never ran into any electrical conflict going back to the west. So all I'm asking XL is where's the current service now?
You guys just got real lucky with your boring, you didn't
Yeah.
get mine.
I don't know.
So I don't have that information in front of me, so I can't answer that question, where that. All I know is the service is there and where it's shown on the map here.
Because you want a new easement. I don't think, because even Graham, you're here, and you guys called in a locate, and there was no power back there.
Yeah,
Before I approve this, I want to know why.
And that's fine, I can follow up with that information, not a problem.
That's my I don't, I mean, I deal with easements too, and I get it. Cause I know you're putting a new pole line on that east side of 63 or 10th Avenue, and I take it you wanna come off your pole and come down that easement to feed the DNR building and that lot.
That very well could be.
But I'd like, why, you know, if you're keeping that line down the, well, it'd be on the south side, right, Brad?
Yes, the poles are.
It's not an issue to follow up with. If you want a broader layout of what's happening in that area, that's not a problem.
I think that's what's, I'm just taking a guess, right? Eric, I think they wanna come down this new easement with their,
Well, what he's saying is that's where it is now, and you're saying,
And that was my understanding, and that was my understanding, so if that's,
I
if
don't
they're
believe
moving the
so.
poles.
Yeah.
So if the pole to the east of this transformer box is what's feeding that transformer, and they're moving it, that could be the case. So if you want me to follow up, I'll get more information and follow up, it's not a problem.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Let's get more information before we do this. Okay, let's table that till the next one. January.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
19, discuss possible action on EMS building project, December payment. Just the normal payment?
Yep, it's just follow, or this is a payment for.
23,000. Make a motion to approve.
Yep.
Second.
This is one of the final.
No, there's 54,000.
Okay. Motion? Motion second. Motion second already, you guys are way ahead of me. Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 20, discuss and possible action on the 2025 Baldwin prosecution rate increase request. Prosecution?
So there's,
Jesus, what are we doing here?
so Buckingham handles a municipal prosecution, Dan Cole does that. And that's a separate agreement than the flat fee agreement that the village has for the general municipal stuff. So the firm hasn't raised the municipal rates for years and years. So raising them from 185 to 205 starting next January. That's what this is. Right after we just approved that budget.
Just can't pay for it.
We don't need it as much though.
You gotta have your caviar next year there, Paulie.
So and there is a letter that probably went out in the next couple of days about the normal municipal stuff too. It's just going up.
RFP it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Gotta get your lickings too, Paul.
I know.
21, committee reports. Public Safety and Personnel Committee. Who'd like to take this one? Mark? Christine?
Sitting to say for all the meetings.
Yeah, I know. Chad?
Who was around the hiring?
Yeah, that was a hiring. Of course, to submit
The
this.
19th though, that was the meeting we went on the
Applicants?
applicants, the applicants list down, which we then set up our list for the callbacks for the interviews. And we also discussed, as far as like the mowing jobs, we had cemetery mowing at a little bit at a lower rate than what our normal mow rate was. And they actually do weed whipping, cleaning, and our stuff as well. So we just said put all some right. So that was one other discussion we had there. And then on the 5th meeting, that was when we did the actual interviews for the candidates.
For the,
This is for the wastewater.
oh, the one when you had only one show up?
Yep. So Which is the top one?
That's good.
Yeah, so
That's
you
only
accept
need one.
So, was there two items for the board to review? One of them for action is to raise the cemetery maintenance position pay. The committee's recommendation was so it's the same as the seasonal mowers. So that would raise it currently from $16.38 to $17.39, which next year would go up 3.5%, which would be, I think, $17.99, or I just said $18 an hour. So that all the mowers would be paid the same hourly rate. That sound about right?
Yep, correct.
Separate?
Yeah, you should probably do those two separately. Start with the cemetery and then the hiring.
I'll make a motion to approve this, the rate increase for the mowing, cemetery.
Second.
Motion second to approve the pay rate for the cemetery mowers. Guys. Questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now for the new hire.
This would be Cody I don't know how you pronounce his last name.
Wildeisen?
Wildeisen? Okay, thank you. And the committee's recommendation was to appoint him to the assistant water operator position, Public Works Department, starting pay of $27.50 an hour, and then there would be increases for certifications or licenses for wastewater certification.
We said about 25 cents per license?
Yes.
Pay rate increase.
10
licenses.
certifications.
Is there 10 certifications?
Yeah.
You serious?
Yep.
Jeez.
That's along with water, so 2 for water and then 8 for the sewer plant.
Wow.
Did we hear back?
Yeah, he took it.
He did?
Yes, he did. Yep,
And the,
he signed a letter.
I guess kudos to the guys, they brought up, the rate increases for the certifications, the bumps. Just kind of a little stepping stone, kind of keeps them moving forward, getting their certifications and a little bit of push behind it.
Right.
Put a time limit on it, or?
No, because some of them are DNR timeline driven, when courses are open, when tests are available.
Yeah, classes aren't always, they're spread out, so it depends on when they can get into a certain class. Might take a little while. Yeah.
By the time he's ready to take one, it might be 2 years. By the time he feels comfortable, knowledge of the job, understands the test, and then you gotta wait for the test to actually open, so.
We have a motion for that?
So moved.
To hire him?
No.
Okay. We got a motion. Got a motion and a second to hire the new Cody Wildeisen.
From, where does he live?
Baldwin.
Mallard.
Mallard.
Oh,
That way.
Yep. Motion second, questions, comments?
what did he do before, you know?
Connie? He was a maintenance guy or something out there. First Acre, oh, here at this building, right?
No.
Oh, he won. Oh, the whole county, like all their county buildings.
Facilities.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like
it's facilities
Facilities.
maintenance, okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Any more questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, Amy. No, their daughter's in a concert play type. She's a pretty important figure in this.
Oh.
Yes.
So, lots gotta be out there. Thanks, Amy. Okay. Maintenance position. That's all we got for that. Yep. B, Water and Sewer Committee. Oh, boy. That's me. Matt can take this.
We had a meeting regarding a couple adjustments that were brought to the committee. I think we're taking care of one, or we're looking into it, it's in your packet.
1095 10th, is that Phoenix?
Yeah. There's really nothing that we need to approve, right?
No, just we got
The water, well, that's
the water one,
Number
too,
two, right?
That's number 2 yet, so.
Okay.
We had the Phoenix Bar and Grill came in here, their bill's been off the charts, kinda crazy, so to suffice them, we decided that we were gonna have the meter pulled and tested. And we had them move it, it was underneath like a oven, it was, the meter was about 1500 degrees. It was trying to work at 1500 degree climate.
Oh,
So, we're hoping, I don't know what we're trying to hope for, I guess. He's hoping that the other meter was failing and his water bill is not 300,000 gallons a quarter.
what was the dollar? Oh.
3,000 to 4,000 bucks.
Holy Anna.
So we decided, we went out there and we had it moved. It's currently, did it get moved on Monday?
Next Monday.
This coming Monday.
And he's okay? Well, he's gonna have to be, I guess, there's no point. So, he was pretty testy, he did come in here. We had a little meeting with him and I think he's all on
Going
board.
pretty well.
I think everything's going very well with it, so we'll just wait for the test to come back and the moving of the meter. What else do we have on there?
there was another residence requesting a $1,000 credit or
1,000 gallon credit for $11.71, we denied it.
the third phase of the meters will be starting next year, or next spring.
Yep.
Everyone.
It's the last phase, right?
Yeah.
Graham wanted them ordered this year before the price increase in January, so we decided to order them.
Yep.
They're ordered.
Yep.
I'm assuming that you got them ordered before the price increase.
Yep.
So,
Did he have a old one or new one?
who?
Put
A
New
new one.
one. Yep. So,
So we were able to have Jody pull the graphs, and there was a lot of inconsistencies in the graph, like very low consumption that we can't explain.
Put the old meter.
no, the new meter.
So the old meter was the new meter's been a lot higher. The old meter was the low consumption.
But there was days with the new meter,
I wouldn't call it low, I'd call it normal.
well, yeah, but no, there was even days where, like on a weekend, it was like, say 9,000 gallons or something.
That was his
No.
entire quarter.
Sometimes at 2 o'clock in the morning, we'd be doing 200 gallons in an hour.
Yeah,
I suppose that's when they got the automatic washers on, or what?
Well, he claims it to be a water softener,
Okay.
refreshing, or,
There's
Yeah.
something running, a toilet gets stuck open, something gets stuck open. It's still happening, it'll go one day, the next day it'll be fine, no usage at night. Something's getting stuck open. You can't even see the meter to verify that the meter's running, because it's in a poor location, that's why we're moving it. So we can actually see the meter doing its thing, and then
Yeah.
they can verify
Right.
it too, to help them.
but what brought all this up was he had lower water bills
Yep.
prior to the new meter.
Yep.
Put the new meter in, his bill went up.
I suppose that's more accurate, maybe.
Yeah.
that's worth thinking.
And then what we also did is we pulled, the committee wanted to pull the A&W and the Culvers to look at water sewer consumption, right?
Oh, just look at their
Just-
bills, I mean.
Yeah, to see,
Oh.
And the A&W.
and the actual A&W was more, right?
The A&W was actually doing about 100,000 gallons more a quarter.
Yeah. Now, they're open 7 days a week, and they're probably open a little longer, but, you know, you got Phoenix where on weekends, you might have more because of an event or something like that, right?
You have more people, I suppose. if
Oh,
there's
exactly.
a- If there's a
Right.
event or something.
Right. So,
He did start, he started relaxing a little bit once we pulled the Culvers, the A&W,
Right.
and then we showed him what the hospital used.
well, yeah,
And that was,
So,
and then he was like, well,
so.
and then he's
so
like,
there-
nobody complains
yeah.
about their bills, and I said,
So there were
Jody,
a couple,
and
there were
Jody
a
goes,
couple
nope,
things
everybody
that
just
we
pays their
had
bill.
to do, was get it out from behind that furnace or that oven or, right?
We're just,
And then, because it was, these new meters throw a high heat sensor alarm.
They do?
Yeah.
I think it says low,
Now,
cold and high.
does it, you know?
Doesn't tell you the degrees, it's just telling you that it's in a warm
So,
environment.
so we're getting it out from there, right?
Yeah.
And we're having the meter tested.
Yeah.
By a third-party tester.
And installing a brand new one, I guess.
So when we get the report back from that, we'll let everybody know.
So that made them happy, and, you know, if it comes back that everything was good on it, that's your water bill, man.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing we can do about it.
Then he's gotta pay for the test.
We never brought that up, I guess. What's the test cost, couple $100?
$75, I think,
Yeah,
last one.
it probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, I suppose we could
We'll see.
really get them to come in and talk to Jody. With constructive criticism on a very high decibel level, adding a $75 charge. We'll
Any
just
other
eat that
questions
one.
on that? And then at the end of the meeting, the committee did take recommendations from last month's board meeting. The committee's recommending only doing a water rate increase of 3% and no sewer rate for next year.
So you get that right, just the water side, Jason.
So
Because I can just imagine what the community page is gonna say here
Jody or
tomorrow.
Mark did provide a breakdown of communities. We ranked 13 out of 18 for the lowest water rate and 12 out of 18 for the lowest sewer rate. So,
Of those communities that participated in that study.
and there was quite a few.
2023, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's our recommendation, and I think that's on line number 2, right?
Yeah, 1 and 2, B2,
Yeah, me too.
21, B2.
Jody, do we have a lot of non-payments on water and sewer?
Yeah.
I think we should
When
probably
the
switch.
10-day notices go out, we're at close to $100,000 in unpaid water and sewer.
We should
when
probably
20
go to what everybody else is doing, is you take it out of their check or.
Well, we still do that. I had 5 that I had to put on.
No, I mean, we should do it to everybody,
Take another what?
just like Mercer's do.
You're talking about ACH?
They send you a bill on your iPad, but they take it out of your checking or savings or whatever you got.
I don't
No,
know.
I have a lot of people that will close an account and not tell us, so that bounces back from the bank, and it would just cause I mean, we have the online portal that people have to pay, we have the ACH, we give them a lot of options for payment. If they're not paying it, they can decline the payment at the bank. It means we're just gonna be sitting in the same spot, meaning they're not gonna pay it. One way or the other, they'll get around not paying it if they don't have the funds.
I didn't know
there.
you could decline it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if someone calls me and tells me to deactivate their ACH, I have to deactivate it. I have to go and put it as an inactive status if they wanna open
So
it at
then
a
you
later
don't get
date.
your water and sewer.
Then they're just on the same list as everybody else who's getting the 10-day and getting the 24-hour disconnect. This past quarter, I had about $35,000 in the 24-hour disconnect, and I still have a full page of people that haven't paid yet because they're part of either twin homes or apartment complexes that don't have a shut-off one-on-one. They're part of a complex.
Yeah.
So, but then I work with the landlords to keep them up to date on what's happening, and I had a $1,900 bill from right over here that went on tax roll this year. He's known about it for the last year as unpaid. And that's what the landlord chose to do, was let it go to tax roll and pay a fine on it.
It's only $100, huh?
Has it gotten worse with the new meters? Or is it about the same
It's not
hand?
worse. It fluctuates throughout. I mean, this is a bad time of year. People are saving for Christmas. They're not wanting to pay, it's cold. They're wanting, they're picking and choosing what they're paying right now if they don't have money for everything. You're not gonna change that, no matter how you do your billing. So,
Well, I tell you,
I can-
everybody knows
I can
what
tell
Craig
you-
Kent looks like, because when that van starts rolling through, everybody knows, they come
Well-
running down here to pay their bill.
What I can tell you is that in the last year, it's really gone up as far as that amount. and the amount, because my staff, I mean, we're spending a lot of money in postage and on paper, sending those 10-day notices out. And that, I mean, that's about 500 500 green paper that's going out, and all the postage for that every quarter. But we're required to let them know that they haven't paid the bill yet.
I was gonna say, that's just something we have to do. Nothing getting around it, unfortunately, so. So that was Matt's and my proposal.
Is the, water and sewer plant, the funds operating in a favorable position or not unfavorable?
For the monies coming in, we're doing good.
So is there?
We're a little bit lower back on the water side. We've been a little low on that for quite a while. We went, when I got on the board in 15, we did, 15 or 16, we did a 35% increase, which ended up being 50 on water. Because we hadn't had one in 15 years, and I know we were running in the red then, but I think we're back in the black again now. But I think the bills are separated a little bit between the water and sewer. You do 3% on the water side compared to do 3% on the sewer side. It's a hell of a difference in price.
Sure, but is it necessary?
I think yes, because we're still a little bit behind on the water area with the new water towers.
And we're gonna have
Or
more
the
debt
refurbing of the water towers, I should say that.
in the future, in the near future, street projects.
Yep. Did you ever figure that out? What, did you look? I wanted that 3%, what it would be on the water side, on a bill of how many thousands of gallons?
Well, it should be in that.
Is it in here?
I see the
What was it right here? 3% increase here. So that's water. What is this right here? 3% increase. Okay.
378 per 1,000 gallons.
Okay. First 15,000.
Shows current and it shows what the increase would be. Or is this quarter water volume?
So what do I go through? I go through about
3,000 or
I think
4,000.
about 10.
That, really?
Yeah, kids, man.
I go through 23,000
23,000?
a quarter.
Yeah, his bill's like $500 a month at a quarter. That's.
Mine's 500 a quarter.
Yeah. So I must do 10,000 gallons. So you look.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Oh, I had two kids at
Did you
home. Well,
charge
she does daycare at home.
Okay.
Not $40 more. $40 more. Yep. That's 11 cents per 1,000.
Oh, the total. Oh,
Yeah.
11 cents.
11 cents per 1,000.
65 cents for your water base, 65 cents for your, because that'll always match your public fire hydrant, so you're 65 cents for that. And then the volume is 11 cents per every 1,000 gallons.
Fire hydrant's got an increase in percentage on that. I thought that was a
That
flat
always-
rate.
That always matches what your water base is. So if the water base goes up by 3%, your public fire hydrant goes up by 3%.
Yep. $4 to $5. Not even.
So my water bill, $2.20.
No. That's what I'm going for, 3%.
Well, for the, just for
Water
the
side.
gallons usage, right?
Yep. I think that's necessary because of that refurb, mandatory by the DNR for the new refurb of the tower and painting, correct?
Yep.
That was kind of a mandatory push by the DNR. And the water meters, every 20 years is what I'm kind of guessing. We found some meters from 1989 last year. I'm correct on this, right, Eric?
Yeah, but
If
they
they recommend, or
every
they kind of
10
like,
years?
hey, every 20 years you gotta replace
20.
these things.
Yeah, and we're at the point where it's time.
Replace them or test them, that's your option.
But nobody's gonna test them.
What's the cost of testing?
No, I'm like, you really, to test them, so you're supposed to pull it out of their house, or you test it there in their house?
It's cheaper to replace them.
Yeah, you pull them out of your house, and like, then you have to put something else in there, and, oh my god. You're just better off replacing, but,
You're going from 99.3 to 99.7% accuracy.
yeah, we are actually catching a lot more water, I think. Because mine's stayed pretty steady. Pretty consistent.
I'll make a motion to approve the 3% water increase.
Second.
A motion second. Questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Streets and Building Committee. Douglas?
Just the flags, not the cheerleaders, the Girl Scouts.
What?
The Girl Scouts want to put flags on the crosswalks.
Oh,
I don't,
Is there anybody here from the Girl Scouts? No. I wish they would have been here.
Use the crosswalk.
But I guess
we're all up
they're
here.
looking for a ha.
Use the crosswalk.
They're in your packet there. They only want to do the Main Street crosswalk, the crosswalk on J, and the Curtis where the new Quick Trip is.
Yep.
So it's for a gold award,
yeah, some brownie points.
bronze award or something. Sounds like they would buy all the materials and stuff.
Are these flags that they would carry across?
Yeah, it's like those orange.
Yeah.
they
You
want
see
you put
some
it back in
some
the slot or
communities.
whatever like that.
There's some in Richmond,
River Falls, I've
Bayport,
seen River
yeah.
Falls.
They look like the crossing guard flags, some orange flags. And there's just a bin or a container that they're sitting in, like in Bayport at different intersections. How often they're used, I don't know.
I don't think it's necessary for them to put the one at Curtis Street though, because aren't we working on
Changing the overhead to the.
flashing lights over there?
We
When
are,
we get-
but I guess I would still have them part of their project if it's extra visibility and safety, why not?
Yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
don't care. Yeah, you're right. It's just, it's no cost to us. I mean, that's just what they're doing, like their Eagle Scout, but it's for the Girl Scouts.
Graham did bring it up, you know, the only thing is if one gets broke or stolen, or who's gonna replace the flags?
Nobody.
No way.
So,
The next one that wants their Bronze Star or whatever, in 5 years can say they replaced the flags. I don't think we need to be responsible for that. I mean, because you know, sooner or later, somebody's gonna have it on the back of their bicycle going down Franklin Street. So, I mean, let's be.
so I guess I have an issue with them, the Girl Scouts, not them, the Girl Scouts working with Graham and putting these up.
Put them high enough so nobody can reach them.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Can you imagine if we had these around, Billy Lucknose around? Billy Luck would have them on his moped.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we need to make a motion to, or is it?
I suppose, huh?
Yeah, I think it
I
would be.
would
So I make a motion to allow the Girl Scouts to work with Graham and the Public Works on putting flags at the crosswalks.
Second it.
Motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And then I think our committee minutes reflected our last special meeting last week, right? Because last week we approved going with
Street
the
projects.
street projects, right?
Yeah, that was approved, yeah.
Yeah,
But there's,
that was really our minutes, right?
yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Actually it was, yeah.
Okay. 22, approve Christmas gifts for employees. Remember last year, I brought this up because obviously we had changed it for last year. We went to $200 because we had that little extra money from somebody no longer working at the village. Mark and I talked about this, and I said to bring it back down to the $100 instead of keep it. That was my recommendation. I just brought it up. We can do whatever you guys want to do. I don't know what was budgeted. goes back to 100 or not, because we bumped it last year because it was not a budgeted item.
It's excess.
It was excess
The excess.
from the past administrator. So if you guys, if it's budgeted at 100, that's what I recommend, just bring it back to the 100. Because we did say it was a one-time deal last year to the employees. So, but if you want to change it, this is your time to say something.
So the other question I had, I don't know if this has come up before, but.
You don't get it.
Thank you. Is part-timers.
No.
There's, okay.
No,
Yep.
then you get.
Library
No,
staff,
because
and that's like
we got,
another 40.
and we have we got the summertime guys, we put a precedence last year. We
Got
said
it.
absolutely not last year, part-time employees, full-time employees.
So it did come
only.
up, that's
Yep.
fine.
And we were pretty adamant about that, I remember last year that, no part-time, sorry, that's just the way it is.
So messy.
Yep. So,
Don't move it 100.
Second.
motion second. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 23, review, approve facade improvement loan applications. CW candidates, Baldwin Woodville Insurance, and Wild Urban.
All the rest of Main Street's can be done, but. What's the address?
CW cabinets, I'm having a brain.
Yeah.
Bakery?
No.
He's on Main Street
He's
now?
moving into the Edward
He
Jones
bought that
building.
building.
Oh, I'm like, why am I not knowing where there's a cabinet place on
Yeah.
Main Street?
It's the old
Okay.
Edward Jones.
Gotcha. He is moving there, huh? He does a good
It's
cabinet.
right by the other back corner, next to the Edward Jones, with the Masons.
I don't think that was ever for sale.
From where?
It's for sale.
Masons?
Yeah,
Where
it is.
the Masons are?
Yeah, we're selling that.
Oh.
The Mason, I'm a Mason, sorry, I'm a Freemason. Yeah, I'm the Illuminati and know where all the gold is and everything like that, so, yeah, they have it for sale. So we own
You
both.
own the both.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstairs was where the,
Yeah.
You don't have anybody buying it?
not that I've heard,
You need to lower the price.
that, I don't have control over that. What is the price on it? Do you know?
I can't remember.
I only know it's outdated conversations.
100,000, 120,000?
Yeah.
So we'll make a motion to
Like that.
approve the facade improvements for A, B, and C.
Should those be separate motions, you think, Paul, or?
Just approving the applications now.
Right.
And when it's done, I'm gonna come back with the documentation and the board will approve the actual payment.
Well, that's what I was asking if we had.
There's still enough monies in there?
Apparently, yeah, there's still enough money.
Is what we're paying, we do 20% of the,
Yeah, it's 20% grant.
of what their facade,
Just the
Yep.
street side.
Yeah.
after our approval, what they want to put there though, too.
Yeah, and that's part of this application. That's
Okay.
why you're looking at them tonight.
Oh, so Eric will get, so they're gonna fill the application out, then they'll send everything to Eric. Eric will look it over and say yay, nay, no?
I never have before.
The applications are
No.
all in.
Yeah, the
The
application's there.
application, yeah, you review and then.
No, I know, but when the application, but once they start like giving designs, it's gotta go through Eric, doesn't it?
They can just do whatever they want.
They just do whatever they want?
Well, if they have to get a building permit, they get a building permit.
It's like,
They have to get a building
They're gonna
permit.
build a code.
But if
Gotta
you
build
don't
code.
have to get a building permit, then, there isn't a permit for it.
I suppose it's facades if not signage.
Signage and
Signage.
boards
Could be
and
signage,
windows and
siding.
everything
Siding,
faces
whatever.
Main Street.
So like the one for CW cabinets, he's got a price here.
Yeah, they all should have prices.
Well,
Yeah,
Front
that's
door,
what we go by.
window.
So they bring final proof of payment,
Yeah.
and if it's higher, we go by the approved amount. If it's lower, it's 20% of the lower amount. But this is like the maximum.
okay. I will have to say that Main Street is looking pretty nice. And all the other facades have been done, improvements on Main Street. All right, you got a motion? Matt?
I'll second it.
For all three.
All three, yeah,
Matt made all, yeah, all three.
yep, for all three. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 24, update on police department building renovations. Well, we haven't started any renovations.
No, right now the soil borings, so Eric, as far as the survey goes,
I sent you
then I think I had a question with Joel on that. They are gonna be meeting with the DNR and the PD staff to start doing planning meetings here. So that's kind of what's at.
Okay, yeah, we're just $22,000 a month, just keep rolling in, baby. How long do you think we can stall this out?
Well, you know, they probably approved their budgets for next year already, so
Probably in there.
probably in there.
Like I told you, give me the farm and the neighbors. Thank you.
Lance.
What? Yeah, shh, back there.
Now, just to go upon the renovations of the PD building here, I think he left, so if, I know for a fact, I already know, I looked on Google Maps too, so our electricity for that building that we own goes from Spruce Street, it crosses Spruce, and it goes between the two buildings.
To that
It goes
transformer.
to that transformer. I already know that.
Oh God, there is a huge transformer
Yes.
between that garage
Yeah.
and the outside or the west side of that building, or
All
east
that-
side.
Yes.
You're right.
Okay, and then it goes from that transformer, there is no easement in our property now to the other transformer that feeds the old Weaver's cabin. So, the only thing I wanna bring up to this board is if we ever decide to ever tear down that shed and build to the east, we're gonna eat the cost of moving our electricity, right? So, and I already have seen plans because I seen their move on their facility plan moves. They wanna put a pole at the property line and they wanna come down that proposed easement, right?
So what he was saying isn't correct at all.
Exactly, it's not correct. But, think about it, if they want an easement, to feed at least, you know, us, and then they want an easement to feed the other transformer for Weavers. And they're paying us for the easement, it's pretty much a no-brainer, right? Because if we'd end up having to move that facility for a building addition, we'd probably be paying way more.
Can't
They
we
do
put it
come
in
down
the,
that north side, are they gonna yank the line that runs from the south end?
They want to because they need to take down they need to take down their three-phase that's on the west side of 63, and they're moving it to the east, and they don't wanna put a pole in that intersection, either on the north or south side, right? So they wanna go, to keep feeding those businesses, they wanna feed. You know, until he brings back his proposal, all I'm saying is, they kinda wanna turn it around. They wanna come down that easement to feed us, and then the way they're feeding Dollar General and Oak Leaf, it's gotta be from the backside, the same thing. I think they're trying to gain easement on that.
Well, I see that there's 3 power poles there by the DG.
What's that?
There is 3 power poles on Google Map, or Google Earth.
Yeah.
What is that for? Why is there those 3 poles there?
Well, that's how it gets fed.
Oh, they feed them built.
That's how everything gets fed. Dollar General, Oak Leaf, our building, and Weavers.
But why did they need three-phase?
Why? I don't know.
Because I think Mid-Am required three-phase when the
Well,
creamery was there.
does Weaver's need 3-phase for all the machinery in there?
Yeah, the old cream.
I mean,
Yeah.
with all them,
And then they put a three-phase transformer, you know, behind our building. I mean, you can look at it. I know he should have had his maps.
he just thought he was gonna skate through and
Exactly.
take $4,000 and be done.
But all I'm saying is if
I need
we
ball
ever,
lights. $500,000, buddy.
if we ever think of adding on, I'm just saying, then we're out of the way.
So you're saying they're gonna backfeed from that line over to the south?
No.
Cause that sounds to me like, if they're gonna kill a line that goes through our property,
I need ball lights.
What's that?
if they come down from the north side, they come down from the highway.
500,000.
And are they gonna cut the line going across our property? That moron that you're talking about? That goes to that transformer.
They'll abandon that.
They'll abandon
See,
it,
they want to abandon that.
but that's okay, because then
It
it'll
says
be
police
can't go right
It
across.
says police department.
Be right on.
Yeah, Matt's saying it's a good thing, take the money.
That's what I was thinking.
That's what I was
I was gonna say, I was
That's why I
like,
said.
That's
why
why
not
I
take it
think
apart?
that's what I'm saying,
It
without
shouldn't
him
be
here,
something-
it's a no-brainer, right?
okay.
There should be enough room over there. to go.
Okay, I was lost there, I didn't know it was a no-brainer for us.
I was like thinking, why is that a good thing?
That's all I'm saying.
Because they're gonna move.
I
it,
just
yeah.
wanted him to do more homework.
It's all good.
So,
And he wasn't right what he was saying.
it wasn't right what he was saying, no.
No, he was not.
He does not cut, we do not, they split them, they split between the building to go to that transformer. So where you've cut all the all the, you know, so.
They could have done that for us.
Huh?
They
They
could've
could have
done
done that. All the native bushes? So I'm just saying, it's a good thing, because now they're giving us some money to go down our, where they probably should have gone
Well,
anyway.
now that we've talked about that a little bit more, maybe 10
So are they gonna
or Baldwin.
take the lines down on Spruce then?
That's what it sounds like, yes.
It shouldn't make any
He didn't say that.
I see, until I see his plans, then we get a better
We
idea.
should have had some plans there. Okay, all right. Any more updates on the? Nope. Good. 25, discuss and approve 2025 street project, engineering service contract with Ayers and Associates. Obviously, this was approved somewhat to do this last month, or last week, I should say. Did we already approve this?
This is
This is the formal
This is
this must be the
actual
formal
cost.
contract.
Oh,
right,
The
yeah.
agreement.
For the full-blown project.
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, question, comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Eric?
Working on some different crosswalk permitting, talked about the flags earlier, DOT is fine with that. We actually basically have them approved already for adding the flags to the Girl Scouts. And talking about some other spots there too. We did have a meeting, talked about the infrastructure plan, water, sewer, streets. Brad and Graham have been working on some maps. We're actually meeting Friday to continue that, work on a 10-year plan. Some different updates. I put my memo on the treatment plant. I don't know if I'll go through any of it. I know Graham's gonna talk about some of the stuff that we talked about last month. Do an update there. But continue to make tweaks and adjustments. It's been a process, for sure.
2027 Highway 63 project now.
That's a reconditioning from 12 all the way to 94.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We got one center
Yeah.
So that means the mill, like no overlay basically?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
63?
Yep.
So that was discussed at the committee too for streets and buildings, was to have Eric start the whole discussion, because we need permitting to add the crosswalk, so if
At
the
Cedar.
DOT, at Cedar, we're talking Cedar now, and 63, so we are seeing a lot of pedestrian traffic come across, whether it's them, those duplexes, quadplexes. I know there's a few people that work or come across to the grocery store or the bank. So we're starting this process early, because we need to incorporate some street projects possibly, like in 2026 or 2027 with the village side, possibly doing Cedar Street, get some of that drainage that's always water sitting at Nielsen's, and then adding a sidewalk, because according to DOT, you have to have sidewalks.
But we don't know what side to put it on yet.
Well, we're looking at the,
For the crosswalk.
we're looking
you
at
need
the
that?
south,
South, yeah.
yeah,
For the crosswalk, you need the sidewalks?
yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so remember, like, when they did the north section, they included all of the handicap ramps.
Yeah.
So like from 12 north, they improved all the ramps and do that too, but if we don't have a sidewalk there, you know, they're not.
Okay, well, just remember this, because this This happened way before, when Dwayne was upset about this, they were gonna do a reconstruct or mill and overlay. And then they ended up changing their plans
Yeah, so.
to do the whole thing, and that's when we didn't have our plans to get the sidewalks in, all the way from
Try to
Cedar
piggyback on
to
what
the freeway, basically.
Is that what you're trying to?
So we gotta make sure that they're not gonna change their plans, so we can get those
Yes.
sidewalks, if they decide to do more of a reconstruct in there, cause that's what happened last time.
So we can't.
Because
put
Dwayne was,
sidewalks into-
Dwayne was very upset about that.
No, we could do it
Because they're,
earlier.
no, we're just gonna mill and overlay it and be done. Well, then they started doing it, they tore the whole thing out. Well, yeah, you tore the whole thing out. You guys could've got sidewalks in here. Well, too late now. So I don't know who watches that, I mean,
Well, and it's something that,
I know the state probably changes on a daily basis,
I mean, we could do this earlier, we talked about it in our committee meeting, we can do this project earlier, but then the problem is we're gonna be on the hook to changing out those signals, those crosswalk signals, correct? Or not, unless we get a, you're still in talks with, what's his name, right?
yeah. Chad? I think
Chad.
it's- Yeah. Yeah. So we'll figure it out, but I think that, you know, the village would potentially just do sidewalks to nowhere. You know, it's basically a sidewalk on Cedar
Yep.
that ends at the highway
Yep,
and, you know, connect A to B across the highway,
right.
potentially as part of.
So we gotta put sidewalk on the, west side also,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wisconsin Credit Union.
Yeah, or whatever south of that, whatever bank's that.
associated.
Chiropractor.
Yeah.
Have we heard any more of the updates from the traffic study for the speed limit?
Haven't, but he said that the average speed at Franklin is exactly 35 miles per hour.
Shut up, really?
Well, I would believe that with the cops.
So
working now.
that's, I
made
think
a
that's
big
in our
difference.
favor, because it changes to 25
Yeah.
before Franklin,
That's true.
Yeah.
so,
Right. Okay.
that's all I know right now.
That's all.
Yeah.
Brad?
I guess I'll start it off.
I just thought maybe
As seeing the updates that I provided, so along with the water meter project, we had to measure the lay length of the larger meters to verify the length, because they're different sizes. So when we go to order them, they're correct. We did that. We got it scheduled for middle of April for water meter installation with HydroCore. That's when we're slated to start. The snowfall and the ice, we've been messing with the new dump truck, getting everybody familiar with the screen and all that for salting and sanding. As you see, we got the Christmas lights and banners up on Main Street 63. We are digging into the compost pile out there in the dump area, and hasn't been done for a long time, so we're digging into it, since it's frozen, we're getting the black dirt out of the middle, screening it out so we can use the dirt for dirt work throughout town, and getting all the crap out of there, the chunks and whatever. I've been working on that since the ground's been frozen, be able to get in there, do all that. The Parks Department, they're working on building new bins to hold the garbage barrels, standing picnic tables, park benches, building them. Working on the sewer plant, they have those actuators for the sand filters are finally there. So they're getting wired in, and they're not in yet, but they're working on it, the contractors. Did the temporary ice rink, put that up, been starting to make ice out there, flooding it. This wasn't in my report, but yesterday, a manhole on 7th Avenue north of Main Street, kind of by the tracks, it kind of collapsed in on us, so we ended up tearing it out with Albrights and crew. They tore it out, put a clean out in there instead. There's really no services that feed off it, but it's a dead end, so we made it clean out so we can flush it out yet, so everything before it can get flushed good. We did that without a hiccup, went pretty good.
The old railroad depot lateral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody remembers that old railroad depot there.
I don't remember that either.
So of course the sewer main was 4 inch instead of the normal like 6 or 8 inch. You know, bigger stuff is small, so we made it work with the 4 inch clean out. And we had a meeting, this isn't in my report either, but we had a meeting with Vivo today, this afternoon, for the sewer plant. And last month I told you how our thickener is not functioning. So we have a temporary thickener which is working well, a mechanical, you turn it on, you turn it off type thing. So we had a meeting today with Vivo people, and I guess their next steps are to see what they're gonna offer to either repair what we got, or if we're gonna find another solution to thicken our sludge. That's kind of where we're at. No numbers or money have been talked about, but just, that's kind of where we're at right now with that. The temporary one's working well, and actually is an option that we could go to if the thickener's not an option anymore, that we do have. It's an option that we could look at, so we're kind of getting able to use it right now as a pilot, I guess you'd call it. See how that works compared to what we do have. So there's a lot of moving parts to this, and there's a lot of stuff that needs to be investigated and talked about.
Yeah, the Vivo.
What's that?
What's ferric?
Ferric is a chemical used to remove phosphorus in our treatment plant. So I should say that too. So ferric is what we're currently using, and that's what they think is following those plates on our current thickener.
Yeah.
So we talked about using a polyaluminum chloride, so aluminum chloride instead of ferric as an alternative. It's the same capabilities of removing phosphorus, but they told us today that they're not so sure that that's not going to follow the plates either. So it's kind of a live and learn, figure it out as we go type of thing. So.
Sure glad these guys don't build planes.
So there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of moving parts. That PAC, is they call it, we're hoping that works well. I think I told you this before, the problem with that is our storage tank is outside, and that stuff can't be outside in the winter, so our temporary thickener is what we're gonna have to run for a while. Obviously, you could try other variations, but you can't really do it in the winter because you can't have stuff outside, obviously. So until we can figure out what we're doing, we are kind of that's where we're at.
It's like running a lab. I mean, you don't know what's going to work until you use these like scientific experiments. Since it's such a plant.
I think these companies have equipment we normally run with.
Exactly, you'd think that.
Chad, you're an engineer. Don't you have an engineering degree? I mean, it's not.
Well, you test it, right?
Yeah. No, they test it on our plant first. It seems like. We'll
sell it to them, then we'll see if it works.
That's what it comes down to.
Are there other plants using a different manufacturer?
There's different manufacturers out there, a couple different ones, but I guess the one we have is the one we have, and they claim that this is the hardest plant that, I don't know what you want to say, we're the problem child or whatever.
We're not a problem. How are we the problem child? We want the plant to work, and we can't make it work.
Yeah.
You're just lucky.
Like I said, I'm glad they're not building planes.
Yeah.
I don't know. You get it. Maybe it'll work.
And with Eric's report, we're still working with SCH on this, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, Ron Grote was there at that meeting.
Ron's still around?
Yeah, with Vivo, and actually he just set up a meeting, Ron did, with us for next week.
That's amazing, Chad, with these Vivo guys. It's crazy. I was on a phone in a meeting with 14 people. Well, I guess we can clip those tabs. We don't recommend that, but I think if we clip the tabs, it'll work. Oh my God.
You should run it past before you bring that up to us.
I was not very happy when I left that meeting. Whatever.
But a lot of this is driven by your phosphorus limits. We're at such a low discharge limit on our phosphorus, this is kind of uncharted territory, would you say?
I mean, there's a lot of.
0.075,
There's a lot more factors than normal, I guess you would say, because our limit is so low, so you gotta feed the chemicals, where some plants don't have to do that type of stuff, where there's more factors than just one thing, it's multiple things.
And biological phosphorus removal is supposed to get it so low, and then you add the chemical to make your DNR limits, so.
Thanks to Governor Doyle.
Yep.
Thank you very much, sir. When was he in office? 90s?
68, 70?
I was still alive, though. I was alive. Was that after 2000?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's the one that signed off on his last day in office with the stuff, so.
Graham, where's the temporary ice rink at?
Right by the hockey rink to the southeast of the building, right at the end of the parking lot. There's a plastic rink they put up the sides, and then you flood it with water to make the ice. Outside, there's a nice light there to shine right on it, so.
Gonna go over there and do a couple triple Lutzes and.
Yep, I'll be there tonight.
Awesome.
It's not operable.
Tonight it should be.
I'll still be
Ice
there.
will be solid.
Watching the ice.
Yeah, that's fine. The ice track. Is that it, Graham?
Yep, that's it.
Chief Moore?
Yeah, so just to update you on a couple things. Our field training program, we're investing a little bit into that and kind of restructuring it. I think it's important we do that just so we can kind of get every officer that we hire to meet the same standards that we expect from them. We've sent 2 of our officers, Justin Millay and Joe Garden, to 40-hour structured training for, it's called the San Jose model. It's widely used in law enforcement. That's typically about a 3-month process for the officer who is going through that program. Right now, Alex Getty, our newest officer, should be solo patrol pretty soon. He's doing a pretty good job from what I can see. The squad cars. This has been kind of an interesting deal.
Don't talk about this.
What's that?
Don't talk.
Austin, you want to give this report quick?
No.
Austin's been putting in a lot of work, and a lot of other people have. With our existing fleet, the good news is our new squads, they're a little behind schedule with the build. We did get one. Last week we had to return it though because I forgot to add something, so we're a little behind schedule on that. Very hopeful that we get those squads. But I think they look good, they look sharp. Matt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're right there, right where we need to be. So the new squad next year, just thinking ahead, so I did go ahead and I placed an order for a Durango through Bernard's up in New Richmond there. We worked with them before, they do a pretty good job, I think. And we also scheduled a time with, I think it's River States Emergency Services, is that Petit's? And we should be able to get our squad in there as soon as it comes in, so we hopefully won't have this delay. Now things happen sometimes, but well, what's the smile there? Do you know something I know?
I'm holding you to January.
January 27, right?
I wouldn't hold it. No.
No, I wouldn't hold your breath either because they have to pull the whole interior out of the car again for the piece they didn't put in. Better not be getting a bill on that.
Yeah, I hope not too.
No, there's no hoping not. You
No,
better hope not to bring one in.
No, we were cursing through that. I spent like an hour looking at that, and I'm like, well, yeah, we're not paying for that, so we won't.
Jesus.
Yeah, because it's in the
The squad
contract.
we just ordered will be done before these.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not, Austin. Because we could use some
The way we're
squad
going
training.
here, that squad car's gonna start rusting out before he even gets on the road.
It'll be out of warranty by time.
Yeah, he's out of warranty before he gets on the road.
So about the last month, our call volume went down just a little bit. Just some kind of tendencies we're seeing. Maybe it's because of the holidays and other things like that, but we're noticing more like fraudulent and scams, I guess, going around, you know, in the elderly community primarily. To kind of combat that, we had the person in today with the state of Wisconsin Consumer Protection. He came and did a presentation over over here today for the senior citizens. I stepped in there for a little bit. He does a really good job, and he can provide us with some other presentations that could be beneficial. You know, just update on our school resource officer position. That seems to be going well. Good impact in the community. SRO McGrain's doing a very good job. He puts in a lot of extra time and effort. Very motivated employee. Some of the things he's doing is he's getting into the middle and high schools, and he's teaching or presenting to them. One of the big things he did, you know, that's obviously a lot of presentations between the middle school and high school. but was on just the dangers of the internet was one of them, and then in the fall, the spring, we'll move into kind of some other presentations that we have planned. You know, he attends the fall formals, like the dances. People seem to really like that, and I think that's a good idea. He goes to sporting events. If you read the report, I added one thing in there just to see if you guys were reading it or not. But, you know, he plays instruments, so it's pretty. I'm not sure what to say about that, but
To add to that, Tom and I feel left out as chiefs. Right, Tom? We talked about adding a school resource office for in EMS and fire.
he pretty much do. We just gotta get Sam on EMS.
No, I have to commend the RPD for having this position. During that cold, snowy day of handing out candy on Main Street, I mean, we were chopped liver, right, Tom?
Yeah.
And Tom was there, I was there, everybody, Officer Sam, Officer Sam! I'm like, we're gonna start a school resource officer. He's gonna carry Band-Aids around and I'm gonna carry fire extinguishers.
My girls told me this morning when I dropped them off at school that I better not pull on that bus loop or Officer Sam would pull me over.
So I have to commend you and Sam, great job.
Well, Sam's a good fit for it.
No,
He works hard.
That's awesome. Yeah, I said we're chopped liver, right, Tom?
We are.
Well, he was hit at Halloween driving around our neighborhood playing Ghostbuster music over the PA on the squad car. All the kids would come up like, oh, Candy, no, there's Officer Sam. We're gonna go in the house.
We do have to reel him in sometimes. But
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The kids really liked that.
Yeah.
He was playing it on his phone and had this PA system doing this. It was like.
Yeah. Otherwise, you know, I think winter parking. I think. I mean, have you had any issues with it lately? With the restrictions. So I think the community's catching on, and they're doing a pretty decent job. I think that's all I have.
What? It's been a rule since like 1848. I mean, they were keeping horses on the roads back in the day.
Did you say? Did you say it's getting bad, or?
No, I said people are just mad about it.
Oh, are
So
they?
that- yeah.
That's something I thought about for next year, is like in October, being a little more proactive and getting the word out there, preparing people for it. Just to be nice.
It's been a rule. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, I know. But
Won't you be proactive and then raise the rates to $50 a ticket?
Or just don't.
oh, just
One cent.
All right.
All right. Chief Blair.
You guys got my report. This summer, fall, we did a big recruitment drive. You probably saw some stuff on Facebook. We've got some good candidates that came out of that. We have 4 that have completed the orientation process. So you see some new faces on the streets. They look a little scared, that's okay. And we have 3 more currently in orientation that should be done here by the end of the year. So now we got 7. Most of these people already had licenses. They just hadn't worked in EMS, we have to put through education. So that was a bonus. Another good spot to talk about is Steve Koch. Some of you know him. He's on Woodville Fire. He's been on the EMS for a long time. Somebody nominated him for an award, and he was going to be receiving the Excellence in Service Award at the State EMS Conference here in January.
Oh,
So he's going to be recognized by the state. So we'll be down there in the end of January at the conference cheering him on. So,
that's awesome.
Jamaica.
no, I wish it's in Green Bay. So that's what I like.
Tom, the sirens worked on Wednesday.
Yes,
the
they
3rd.
did.
I heard them from my house. I was pretty happy about that.
I thought, oh, here we go again, but.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh. And then of course people are, what's going on? Just, it's the rank. Okay. Chief Rita and soon to be Chief Beth.
Alrighty, we've had some staff changes, obviously, at the library. Molly Haley was promoted to assistant librarian, replacing Hope. We had a little due for Hope in the library. And then we welcomed Karen Magnuson, and she used to work at the Woodville Library. She worked there a couple of years. And so she's doing what Molly had done. And then, of course, you just met Beth. Beth will be orienting starting Monday. So she'll get a head start before I head out in January. And we had a quilt winner. We had a beautiful quilt in the library, and Connie North was the winner of that 9-patch plaid quilt. We took advantage of the mandatory CPR training. Some of our people got a chance to take advantage of that. STEM shuttle program that we had over at Viking Middle School for the 6th graders. The teacher, they were a little hesitant when we first proposed that, but Nate, the science teacher over there, really liked that. And in his comments, he mentioned twice that he'd like to have them back. That's a very expensive program, and most of it was paid for through grants or donations. And then, just a reminder, IFLS websites were infected, and I know you guys are kind of looking at redoing your website. And somebody was just using a plugin and hadn't kept things updated. And the GiveWP plugin is what they were using, and it was infiltrated with the malicious code. Just reminding people to always investigate before you try to use new website tools that before you implement them, and keep everything updated. And that's it.
Cool. Consent agenda number 4. We have your bills. Oh. We're on this one, Douglas. So if everybody just take a few minutes and review it. I did notice one thing on Austin, on those bills. Hipsch, which has been now bought out by Cintas.
I'm waiting on the.
I would start keeping an eye on that again. It looked fairly, I don't know, they kept raising the price, and that's why we went to Hipsch.
Yep. I think it all depends on the month. It seems like some of you.
Well, if we get a 5-week month, it's different, but I'm not saying this month, but we need to keep an eye on it, because they have been formally bought out.
Yeah,
they're gonna be
pretty high.
I
like
looked at
this month's 1557, which is about normal, but it seems like some months we get 18 to 2 grand.
Well, just keep that in check again, but
They didn't give any of their employees any notice.
They
showed up to work on Friday and they said, "Hey, we got bought out."
That's what the Hipsch guy is saying here.
So far, there's not supposed to be any changes. You know the rule.
Yeah.
Always.
They'll save money.
I suppose while everybody's going through this, you can do your report.
Okay.
We'll be listening.
You will.
I promise.
Okay. All right, so Baldwin Woodville Chamber Board meeting, December agenda and report is in your packet. We just, on Saturday, had the horse parade downtown, which I think went really well. There was, how many, Carrie, 32, 33?
We ended up having over 40, almost 45 entries, but if you combine, so official entries, we have 32.
Yeah, so it was very good. So I was,
80 animals.
yep. I mean, that was
That's really nice.
20 or 25 minutes, I think, by the time it was done. One thing I took away from that was that cattle don't do very well in parades. They want to go sideways and backwards, not forward. Like right at the judges, I think. But, so anyway, that went well. I was a judge with Chad, the superintendent, and excuse me, representative from the hospital. I am kind of finishing up now. I've been talking to some different website companies, because I would like to do a redesign of the village website. And I'm kinda down now to, there's 3 of them I think might be, you know, 2 of them are government, they specialize in government websites. I think they're definitely probably above. I also met with a website company from Chippewa Falls or Altoona. But they're more business oriented, so I don't know. So I guess my question is, besides, now I was kind of thinking of the department heads kind of going through a couple of these with me to kind of see what they think when we have one of our meetings. But I don't know if there's any of the board members that want to take a look at this. We don't really have a committee per se that I don't think would.
Just make it easy to use.
That's the whole idea. They all tell you the same thing. But then you find out once you get up and running that maybe it's not as easy as they say it is. But anyway. So otherwise I'll just go through it with the board, with the department heads, and I guess I'll maybe bring it back to the board and go from there. So the EDC, I've been working with Rick Bolnunder from the bank, has been doing a lot of legwork on this, and we are trying to get into a grant program through Wisconsin Extension, which helps kind of communities start or restart their economic development programs. We're trying to get into that because there's funding available, assistance available. The EDC kind of was a standalone, my understanding was before, so we're still kind of going down that road. The villages would be obviously a big partner in that, but so we still would anticipate having some type of meeting here in the near future. The truck equipment company is still looking at us. They are now maybe looking at the second quarter of next year to really, before they start doing much. We talked about the crosswalk. The Comus sounds like they're coming back to the Planning Commission in January for that solar project, so.
I don't think we need it.
A lot of civil unrest.
5,000 acres out just north of here, we'll be fine. We don't need that stuff around in Baldwin no more.
So anyway, but that's.
Sorry.
That's all right. The other thing too, along with the website, I'm also looking at, I have been looking a little bit at agenda management software because this Dropbox is not my favorite thing. So that's something I'm going to continue looking into also, because I think there's better ways to handle the whole agenda, you know, into your iPad, that whole mechanism. So, and there's several companies that specialize in that, but part of the issue is they're not cheap. So, you know, but I'm still looking at some options for that. Other than that, I just want to thank everybody involved with the horse parade and all the Christmas stuff on Saturday. I think it was good, brought a lot of people into town, and Shaver did a good job, great job with it. So that's about all I have.
Carrie doing a little bit better than a couple of years ago when that snafu happened.
Yeah, and with the weather. Yeah.
Well,
Well, we had a
the
weather
cancellate,
issue.
wasn't it? Or was
It
that
was a
3-4 years
cancellation.
ago now?
Yeah, and then last year we had an issue with the parking, and there was some advice to use the cemetery last year. That did not work out well this year, and we had a lot more units. So we're kind of, something we want to talk about. I know Graham and his brother were in a chat, and we talked about maybe trying to utilize some different options for lining up and getting the trailers lined up for next year. But the business of strikers and all the different things that went on, plus the light ceremony with lighting up on Main Street at the end with Adderay was really nice. The guests that attended that was really great. It was a nice thing to do, so it worked out well. Businesses on Main Street are, with the changes and all the lighting that the village did, it's just beautiful down there. Increasing with the businesses and stuff, all the lights now, everything looks great, so lots of good changes down there. It was a good day.
Lucked out on the weather. It was a nice day.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
the weather was good.
Yeah,
It was.
nicer than Halloween though.
Yeah. That's it?
Yep.
Lance, I found you a wintertime gig.
What's that?
You gotta get into trapping beavers.
Trapping
Good
beavers.
money in that.
Yeah, there is.
$250 a piece.
Hey, if you want them caught, you call that guy.
Is that what that guy? We got charged $250 to trap a beaver from the animal control guy.
Yeah. We got a old codger out of Cumberland that comes down and he catches them like right now, so we keep using them.
So where was the beaver in Baldwin?
It was over by between 8th Avenue and 6th Avenue, where Wood Cross. There's 2 of them.
You sick-minded people. What were you saying, Douglas?
Behind the trailer park, right through there.
This is all you did was this.
Alright, I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Second.
Motion a second to approve consent agenda number 4. Questions, comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Everybody have a good night.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody. This is my last. I gotta say goodbye.
Stand up, say something.
Bradley, when's your retirement party again at North and South?
January 3rd.
January 3rd.
5 days, we're gonna have a couple cold ones and salmon.
What time again?
What's that?
What time?
5 to 8.
Aren't you having a deal off the shop? Like,
No, we might grill some burgers,
barbecue
just grill.
chicken or something?
What's that?
Barbecue chicken or something?
5 days on Florida Barclays, that's for sure.
Well, I just want to tell you all thanks. It's been, got a lot of good memories working here. It's been almost 37 years, but I appreciate everything you've done for us and me, and Graham's gonna take good care of you guys. See you.
We're gonna miss you.
Bradley, I'm gonna miss your phone calls, I'm gonna miss you yelling at me.
I've got one out already.
When you decide to vent a little bit, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah.
He'll still call me, or I'll still show up out to deer camp.
Yeah, that's gonna run a little smoother now.
I heard I was supposed to go out there the other night, but I got home too late, I guess.
Thank you.
Yep.
Everybody, department heads.
Okay, I have Brad and Rita. So German chocolate or
We are adjourned. Yeah, where are they?
I did, yeah.
There's no rush on them. Obviously, it's the prices.
Ability projects, particularly like reconstruction projects.
Because we're seeing some.